I got the Edinburgh Fringe job through making content and also being in London. They posted a casting on TikTok. So many things are getting cast on social media now. Like, people are putting out casting calls on Instagram, Twitter. It's like a new wave of younger people that are just going, okay, well, I'm just going to create my own work because no one's going to pick up my work. I think it's a great way to market yourself and also just meet people in the industry, people that are trying. And it's reaching a new audience now where there are people that might not have, you know, the connections, because a lot of it is who you know.
Welcome back to the Take a Chance on You podcast, hosted by me, Alexandra Forsyth. Today, I'm so excited to be passing the mic to Imogen Brown, who is an actress, model, and content creator. Imogen, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank
Excited
you.
to be
Yeah,
here.
I'm kind of nervous.
Because we've been following each other for a while on social media. I came across Imogen's profile on Instagram, and you shared a post recently about hospitality, going back into that area of work, because you're originally born in a Brighton pub.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that, because this hit close to home for me.
Yeah, I mean, hospitality is kind of in my blood, really. I grew up in a pub in Brighton. My parents owned a pub, and my front door was literally going into the pub and being greeted by every single customer. So I think that's where I kind of learnt my social skills and my confidence, which obviously is like a positive.
Absolutely.
I do like hospitality, but I don't like having to do it because it's not what I want to do. It feels second nature, and it's easy to pick up a job, and it's really flexible for if you're wanting to pick up other things. I have about 7 jobs, it feels like.
Okay.
And I had to pick up another one.
Yeah.
Because being self-employed, work doesn't come as often, and some months you might be really busy and other months you might not be. I was trying to get by on what I was doing, and it just wasn't working. Living in London, it's tough. So I got to a point where I was just like, I'm going to have to pick up another job, because if I want to actually experience things when I have the time off, then I'm going to have to make more money, because a few months aren't very busy.
Yeah. And is that in terms of the content creation? You've already been in a play, but you're aspiring to be in TV and film.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to do.
I mean, it's weird because I moved to London a year and a half ago now. And
Quite recently.
I honestly, and
From Brighton?
From Brighton, yeah. I don't give myself enough credit, because I'm just like, oh yeah, well, this is just kind of meant to happen. But I don't go, Imogen, you literally moved to a big city by yourself and became self-employed at the same time. So that's like a huge
You
jump.
did 2 of the biggest milestones in life.
I know. I really like to keep myself on my toes, clearly. But yeah, it's when I moved to London, I was getting like loads of jobs, and I was really excited because I was busy. I was like booking jobs, I was meeting people, like it was like the rush. And then I knew it wasn't going to last, but obviously you can never really prepare yourself for when it just really dips down. It was kind of tough to be like, oh, okay, so this work isn't going to come around as often as I'd like it to. And the industry's kind of always changing.
Yeah.
And
you have to adapt as well.
Exactly.
You are represented by kind of talent agent?
Yeah, so I have an acting agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's it looking like now in terms of the industry?
It's weird, actually, because after Christmas, I was expecting a really slow January, February, and I was getting seen for really, really big things. And I was thinking, obviously, I was so grateful. These aren't even like day player roles or, you know, supporting roles. Like, these are like main characters for series. So obviously, I was so excited.
Yeah.
And it was like the most auditions I'd had in a month. And I was like, okay, if we keep going on this trajectory, I'm going to be really, really happy with how this is going. And then March came and it just fell completely flat again.
It's kind of like pilot season, isn't it? Where you go for audition after audition and then you wait to see if you've gotten anything. Is it like that now with January, February? What's the turnaround like?
It's so hard to say, because some of the jobs are like really quick turnarounds, and it's really sad, but I'm used to just not hearing anything. So if I haven't heard anything within a week, 2 weeks, I just go, yeah, I haven't got it.
Sounds like a job interview.
Literally.
We get the same sometimes. It's very minimal feedback. It's
Yeah.
quite naughty, really. But you have obviously debuted at Edinburgh Fringe.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this because I think in terms of the listeners, we have a broad range. Demographic-wise, medium age is 25 to 45 now, goes right down to 17, up to 60. We have so many people tuning in, gender split as well. For anybody out there listening, what do you think you'd recommend? Persistence, resilience, be prepared. London is a fantastic city to be in. It is. It's the capital. We're here for opportunity, but be prepared that it might not be plain sailing.
Oh yeah, 100%. I kind of knew when moving to London that it wasn't going to be like all, sunshines and rainbows and an amazing time. But the amount of times I have monthly kind of breakdowns about my career and I'm just like, is this what I want to do? And I think every kind of person in the industry can understand that. And
every day I had it this morning. So you're just walking around, especially when it's summer or it's spring now, and it's getting warmer. People are getting a bit more fruitful out and about. You put your sunglasses on and you think, oh, maybe I should just go on a retreat.
Yeah. Well, I should just move away and And it is tough, but I think London has kind of been like a blessing and a curse to me because I've absolutely loved it, but it's been so tough and it has really tested me. But the amount of opportunities and people that I've met through it, I got the Edinburgh Fringe job through making content and being in London. And
did you go networking for that?
So they posted a casting on TikTok.
Okay.
And it's crazy now because so many things are getting cast on social media now. People are putting out casting calls on Instagram, Twitter.
Really interesting
TikTok.
how that's happening.
It's new. It's like a new wave of younger people that are just going, okay, well, I'm just going to create my own work because no one's going to pick up my work.
I was just about to say, do you think it's a combination of wanting to broaden horizons and meet new people, say casting directors, potentially talent agents as well out there wanting to see a different flavour of individual, and then autonomy is huge now. People do really want to take back ownership of their careers. I'm seeing that a lot.
100%. Although people are like, oh, social media, it's really, really bad. I think it's a great way to market yourself and also just meet people in the industry and people that are trying. And it's reaching a new audience now where there are people that might not have, the connections because a lot of it is who you know. So what's good is that if you're getting, engagement and putting out casting calls, it's crazy. For the Fringe play that I was in, they had over 1,000 submissions through social media as well as Spotlight, which is the main casting profile. They didn't think they were going to get that reception. It's crazy how things can kind of work out like that.
So you saw it on social media, TikTok, applied and then went for the audition.
It was an online audition and I had about 3 rounds of auditions. And then I remember I was with my friends in Brighton and I got the call and I was like, oh my God, how exciting. I've got the play and I've never been to Edinburgh before. I've always wanted to go to the Fringe. It was a really emotional moment for me because it's something I've always wanted to do, and to finally get my hard work recognised was so rewarding.
It is. It's a moment. I got chills when I said that. It must be such a feeling to finally say, I've had another actress on the podcast in season 1, Dixie, and she's doing fantastic work, and she said exactly the same. It comes a time where you do have that moment.
Oh yeah, it feels like it's all worth it and then you go back to it.
I know. And it feels like you're on a bit of a hamster wheel. I do think for actors and actresses, people that work in entertainment and industries like this, you do have such thick skin. You are really determined. So for any listeners out there, if you want it, you can have it, but you've just got to be in it for the long haul.
Funnily enough, I saw this post yesterday on my Instagram and it came up at like a perfect time. It's basically saying that if you have a passion for something and you're on the cusp of giving up, once you take yourself away from it, you have closed that door. Whereas the more and more you show up, hard as it seems, and you can't see like anything for it, you feel like you're not getting anything out of it, you are working towards something amazing and you will get there. The more opportunities you create, the closer you're getting to your dream. If I was told that I would get 50 no's before I get a yes, you would keep going through those no's. I'm just there like with this imaginary number in my head of how many no's I'm going to get before I get my yes.
Yeah.
And you have to be delusionally optimistic because otherwise your expectations are, you have to keep them high, because then you work harder. That's how I believe manifestation kind of works. The harder you work, the more positive your life will come out.
Yeah. Going back to Edinburgh Fringe, what happened after that? So you did Edinburgh Fringe.
Yeah, so was hoping that something would come out of it. I mean, obviously I did gain a fantastic experience and I met some incredible people and it was great, but not all shows get picked up. And we were kind of looking to bring it back to London, but nothing really ever came of it, which I was a bit upset about, but I kind of thought, okay, well, it's not meant to be. And I definitely had a come down. I had the post-work blues and it was really, really tough to get back into London and back into the working life. And it is hard because you go from being on such a high and doing something that you love so much and you're so passionate about to then just going back to your muggle job, as you call it.
Back to reality.
Back to reality, yeah.
I feel talking to you, you're on the cusp. I do feel that, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there watching that probably thinks the same. I'm watching somebody who will be picked up this year in possibly a TV series or a film.
I really hope.
Judging by what you've already mentioned about January, February, things look like they're moving. You're in flow. On the back end, as you say, you picked up another role, so that's your 7th job. What kind of roles are you doing? I know waitressing's one. And listeners out there, I went back into waitressing over Christmas. I don't mind talking about it. Waitressing is very similar to Imogen. Waitressed all through university in my younger years. One of my first roles. Confidence, collaboration, communication. If you want to build those types of skills, I would really recommend a hands-on role. It doesn't
100%.
have to be hospitality, but it could be a sales advisor role. I worked in retail as well for a number of years. So it really does build that camaraderie with the team.
I think I would like to hear it as a listener. I think it's not spoken about enough. Everything that you see on social media, doing self-tapes, having some incredible opportunities through making content, meeting incredible people. But obviously I'm never going to show my day-to-day life and how I'm working in Central one day doing events and then I've got an hour to get to my next job, which is in a pub. There's nothing romantic about it. It is literally what it is. And I've had to swallow my pride really and realize that was the move that I had to make in order to live a bit more comfortably in London and be a bit more realistic about finances and things like that, because it is tough. Like, you're not going to get work all the time. I was so reluctant to pick up another job because I really didn't want to have to deal with another stress. God, this is just embarrassing because I feel like I'm just kind of taking 2 steps back and getting further away from my goal. But you know what, Imogen, you've now got more money to do things and have more opportunities. You're less stressed about your finances, which is such a huge thing, especially when you're living in London. I think a lot of people struggle with it and it's not spoken about enough because you see everything at face value on social media. How are these people living so comfortably and spending $3,000 on rent a month? It's like crazy. Like, it's unattainable. There are people that work 8 jobs and make it work, and that's what I'm trying to do. And if talking about it like this helps people feel a bit more like it can be done, that it's not realistic to have one job and live comfortably, then hopefully I'm glad I could be that person to make people feel better about it.
It's not forever. I always do emphasize that. I've had to pick up odd jobs. Things are picking up for me now. It's been 12 months of a real grind, and I'm starting to see some fruits of my labor. It's been a really push and pull. I've had days the same as Imogen where you do start to reevaluate, well, is this worth it? You've just got to keep pushing and knowing that picking up those 2 or 3 roles, it's not forever. It's a moment in time. It's a season. Did you have your acting agent when you came to London? Did you pick them up here? And any recommendations? Because I meet people across industry, modeling, for example, in fashion, and they're looking for representation, but that's hard.
Yeah, it is really, really difficult. I was fortunate enough, like I've been with my agent about 4 years now. So I had them before I moved to London. I'm finding a lot of people are actually finding work not being represented if you have the hunger for it. And there are so many casting calls that come up now. There are pages on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. There are lots of short films or music videos or social media ads and campaigns. You can just find the work, especially if you're starting out. The main thing is experience and meeting people, networking, working with on a short film and meeting the director and potentially working with them again because they want to work with you. And then how you get more work, and then you build up your portfolio, your showreel, and then you can kind of approach agents. But it is hard. A few of my friends have emailed loads and not got any responses. They're looking for a specific type of person that aren't on their books, but then also they want like if you see similar people on those books, then you should apply for them. And it's just, it feels very contradicting.
If you're starting out, possibly for the first 12 months, having a look on social media, network, build your community. Loved what you mentioned about portfolio as well, showreel. That's a combination of different clips from film or maybe your self-taped. Don't underestimate setting up a website, having all of your links on there. So if you are approaching an agent, you can say, here's the link, everything's on display, your social media is great. I also wouldn't get too bogged down by social media either. Instagram's having a bit of a funny moment with the algorithm. LinkedIn is fantastic. I do recommend, even though it's business, get your content out there, start talking about your projects and what you're up to. Never underestimate that platform because it could be a great connector for hiring managers, and in the entertainment space, I know a lot of people are on there as well. Going back to being in my position now, I always say to people when they're going for interviews with agents, it's a little bit different. You want them to represent you, but you also want to be represented by them. So you're scouting them as much as they're scouting you.
It's an
So
right?
even if it's one of the biggest agencies in the world, and I have my eye on one, I've also done my due diligence as well. Do I think they can fit into my world in terms of the podcast, digital?
Yeah.
I would say spend a little bit of time,
100%.
approach different agents, but spend that time just researching what do you need, what do you want, and then going from there. And it might not be the right fit, and that's just reality. That's the way the world works. It's the same when you get a job and it might not work out. So I'd say don't put all of your eggs in one basket. It's fantastic to have representation, but there are other ways. Like you've mentioned, networking, community, building that portfolio, doing as much as you can. I'm working with a lot of creatives, young people. They're just trying to get a look in and they're struggling so much.
It's hard to get in the room.
You say, well, surround yourself by the right types of people. And they say, well, where am I going?
Yeah.
And then I sit back and think that's such a good question.
I think networking's really great, and London's great for it as well. There are a lot of networking communities for creatives that you can go and meet people or to make some friends that are like-minded and understand how hard the industry is. And it's refreshing because you realise that you're not the only one and people are in the same boat as you. So
it can feel a little bit isolating at times.
Yeah, it can literally be like the loneliest thing. But if you put yourself out there, I've said to myself, 2026 is the year of being bold. I've had moments where I've just gone, you know what, I'm going to email my favourite casting director. If they don't reply, they don't reply. But at least I've tried. I remember there was this audition that I had, and I really wanted it, but I didn't get my hopes up. I hadn't heard back. And so, again, I just kind of assumed I hadn't got it. But then I got a text saying, they're pushing back the dates. They're wondering if you're still free. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, they still are interested in me. And I was like, yeah, I'm free. I'll make myself free. I didn't hear anything again.
I could never imagine you turning anything down.
I'm up for anything, honestly. I didn't hear anything, and then got back to me and they were like, oh, they haven't chosen anyone yet, as they're still casting for your role. And they said that I did a really good tape. I kind of saw that as a positive. I mean, in my delusion, I was like, okay, well, they haven't cast the role yet. And also they said that my tape was really, really good. So I'm going to email them myself. Thank you so, so much for the opportunity. So glad you enjoyed my tape, and I heard you hadn't cast for it. I'm wondering if there was an opportunity to tape again for you. Because I just thought, why not? Like, if they say no, they say no. But I think I'd have beaten myself up if I hadn't asked. They came back to me and they said that they had ended up casting for the role, but They really appreciated me emailing and really enjoyed my tape, and they'd keep me in mind for future opportunities. So I did feel that's really kind of them to get back to me and give me feedback. And it gave me a bit of hope.
Putting yourself out there like that, it will not be forgotten. They will remember. Never underestimate that. It's a fantastic recommendation for you, listeners out there. Show your appreciation, follow up, say thank you. I'm with a few agents and bureaus for the public speaking. I update all the time. As soon as I've done a project and I've got photos and I've got descriptions of the topics I've spoken about, send the emails straight away. Just constantly keep them in the loop, because it is really competitive. We know this. If you want to be at the front of the list, make sure you're following up.
Also, I learned that your credits, they feel like they look more impressive by how many you have, but actually, if you're looking to branch into a more focused part of the industry, whether it's just musical theatre or just singing or acting, dancing, whatever, your credits should kind of tailor to that. And I went through my profile and I just went, yeah, quantity, but realistically, this just makes me look like a musical theatre performer, which I was trained in. But if I'm looking to do more TV and film, they're going to see me as a performer and they're not going to really give me the time of day. So I basically just went through and stripped it all back and was like, right, what are the main jobs that I've done within straight theatre, TV and film? I got my headshots updated and I went through my spotlight and picked at every little thing. I was like, can I do this?
Musical theatre, that's what you're trained in. Did you find it hard to pivot in terms of looking at your experience? Because pivoting, we don't talk about it enough.
In my mind, yes, I trained in musical theatre, but I was always just like an actor at heart. I think I always wanted to do TV and film. It was difficult because I realised all the auditions I was getting were performers-based jobs, trying to push towards, commercials or screen work, basically. I put up a couple of monologues, used that as a foundation, and then that became more screen work, tailored my CV to more screen or straight theatre kind of stuff, and got headshots that also, you can't look pretty in headshots. There is this massive thing, I'm going to obviously go on a tangent here, but when you get headshots, don't pick the ones that you think you look pretty in or the best in. I've learned that because my last ones, they were great, but it's because I liked how I looked in them. They didn't show what I could look like on TV. They weren't really characterized. When I got my most recent headshots, I was like, right, I want character in these. I went to this place called VRC Studios. I was lucky enough, because of doing acting content, that I was invited by them to do a 1-hour shoot with them. After that experience, definitely would pay to go with them again, because they had like a little mirror set up with anything that you needed, a hairbrush or like makeup wipes. They had a hanging station for your clothes, and they were just so personable and welcoming. And Jay, the guy who did my shoot, he was talking to me whilst he was taking photos, and he was getting me to say things to
Bring out
the character. I had such a great time with them, so 100% would recommend VRC Studios.
Alongside that, the career edit.
Yeah.
I noticed this on your Instagram. It's a networking community without the ick. Love the tagline. Talk to listeners about it.
With the careers edit, I actually was invited as a content creator to one of their events, and it was International Women's Day, and it was a fantastic event. It was
Recently?
It was last year's.
Last year.
We went to this fitness class, and then afterwards we drank wine and spoke to each other and networked again, and it was really, really good fun. I don't have to be here to meet people to further my career. It felt like you were just chatting to people. I started following them. Oliver, the founder, got in touch with me, and he was like, look, I know that you're an actress. I wondered if you wanted any like flexible work just to help with content. It's really great because I get to go along to these fantastic events, young professionals, CEOs, founders that have built their careers. I've met so many people through it, and it's been a really, really fantastic experience. We've actually got a pop-up happening in May in Borough, and it's going to be really exciting because we're going to have a few sponsors, a few speakers, and it'll be really good.
Amazing.
Yes.
Borough Market, great location. May. The weather's lovely in London today as we're filming. So yeah, definitely look out for that because I'm intrigued by the career edit and I hadn't heard of it until I popped onto your profile. So I'll definitely link that again coming onto your TikTok, which I think is really interesting. So I was looking at this morning and last week. I was walking around today, just had you open on my phone. British gangster film.
Yeah, it's niche for sure.
Yeah.
It's really odd. I
feel like TikTok, you can just do anything. I
literally
do.
can.
I really do.
I started just making voiceover kind of things or lip syncs during COVID because,
Gosh, quite a long time ago.
yeah, because I think everyone kind of was like, oh God, right, well, if I'm stuck in, let's make some TikTok.
If you weren't making banana bread, what were you doing?
Exactly.
I was not. I was just
locked in.
I sat thinking, what am I going to do? I just finished my master's as well. I mean, it was bad.
See, I was at drama school for 2 of those years and it was really, really tough. So I was like, right, okay, well, what's going to be my outlet to keep me acting and just having a bit of fun? I was doing them and nothing really came of it. And then it wasn't until...
If we look at some of the creators now...
Yeah, I know.
Really, COVID...
That's where
yeah.
And it wasn't until 2023 that I posted this like kind of like point of view video, and it was the audio of the Cray twins from the film Legend with Tom Hardy. And I just posted it, and I remember posting it just before I went to bed. And I said to my sister, this is going to go viral. She was laughing at me because I was so confident, not thinking anything of it. And I wake up and I've got like 3.5 million views. My followers are just going up. My phone is just crazy. Loads of people commenting, how does Tom Hardy's voice suit your face? Then people were going, oh my gosh, can you do this film? Can you do this film? And can you do Peaky Blinders? Can you do Guy Ritchie stuff? And then built a following from that, I guess.
It's really interesting because I wouldn't obviously put British gangster impressions to your face, perhaps.
No. And I think also...
You've got to find what works for you, though. I mean, if it resonates, it resonates.
But this is the thing. Also, what was helpful is that I was kind of getting typecasted for roles that were just girl next door or the mean girl, things like that.
Favourite film or genre?
Oh, that's a really, really tough question. I love The Gentleman, the movie.
Okay.
I also like Snatch, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Just all Guy Ritchie films, really. Doing the TikTok has definitely, hopefully, shown more versatility. Personality within my acting, so that hopefully I get cast for comedy roles or a crime drama, but have the sharp wit, the British sarcasm, the dry humour. It's not trying to be funny, but it's just so spot on with delivery and things like that.
Do you have any stories from behind the scenes?
I think it's definitely the experiences have taught me to be myself and keep sweet. Don't succumb to any drama, don't get involved, and just do your job, work hard and come away from it. And as long as the people that need to notice, you're sweet.
Just remember that you have to put the effort in to make it happen. My last question, I love talking about breaking down barriers, building that portfolio, website, going networking. I will link the career edit. I will link the studio for the headshots. Follow along with Imogen online on Instagram, TikTok.
I think if you really, really have a passion for it, stick at it, because otherwise you'll always wonder, what if it happened? And in any industry, I think you should have the passion, you should work really hard for it. And it is hard, it doesn't feel like it's paying off. And especially this last year, I've had to learn how to speak kinder to myself. Because I'm so focused on the goal that I'm wanting to reach, I forget to appreciate the goals that I have achieved, or that me 2 years ago would be kicking myself. How have you managed to experience this? It's crazy. This is where you wanted to be. So I think just staying grounded, staying humble, working hard, being grateful for opportunities that you have had, and meeting people, just being a nice person, nice to work with, and it should get you further. For sure.
Because people remember that email that you sent, and going back to that, I think it's a fantastic example, but sending, being grateful, saying thank you, it goes a long way. You never know when it's going to come back around. You never know when you're going to see that person again. So never burn bridges, never leave things on a sour note if you can. And it will happen. It's such a fantastic episode. I think you share brilliant strategies and recommendations for the listeners. That was Imogen joining me on Take a Chance on You, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Bye.
Thank you so much.